Hello, welcome to Explore SAP. In our previous session, we have learned about the contracts agreement of quantity and value contracts. In this session, I'll guide you through the process of creating and configuring a scheduling agreement in SAP. So let's get started. Managing procurement efficiently is crucial for any business. One way to achieve this is through scheduling agreements in SAP. Today, we'll walk through what they are, why they're useful, and how you can create and maintain them. Here is what we'll be covering. Introduction to scheduling agreements. Types of scheduling agreements. Key features and benefits. Creating a scheduling agreement. Maintaining the delivery schedule. Follow-on processes. First, let us see what is a scheduling agreement. A scheduling agreement is a long-term purchasing arrangement with a vendor that defines the delivery schedule for materials over a specific period. Unlike standard purchase orders, scheduling agreements streamline procurement by automatically generating delivery schedules based on demand planning. Let me give you an example. Imagine a manufacturing company that requires a steady supply of raw materials. Instead of creating multiple purchase orders, they use a scheduling agreement to ensure timely deliveries, reducing administrative effort and optimizing inventory levels. Next, there are two main types of scheduling agreements in SAP. LP, Standard Scheduling Agreement, allows for manual entry of delivery schedules without requiring release documentation. LPA, Scheduling Agreement with Release Documentation, requires an approval process before generating deliveries, ensuring better control over procurement. The key difference is, the LP agreement allows direct scheduling, whereas the LPA agreement requires releases to confirm and authorize deliveries. Now, when working with scheduling agreements in SAP, it's important to understand the two types of delivery schedules that help manage procurement efficiently. Just-in-time JIT delivery schedules and forecast delivery schedules. Let's take a closer look at each one. First, we have just-in-time or JIT delivery schedules. These are used for immediate or short-term requirements. They break down deliveries into daily or even hourly shipments, ensuring that stock is available exactly when needed. This approach is particularly useful in industries with continuous production, where any delay could impact operations. Let me give you an example. Imagine a manufacturing company that needs materials delivered every hour to keep production running smoothly. Instead of storing excess stock, a JIT schedule ensures that vendors supply just the right quantity at the right time, reducing storage costs and waste. Next, we have forecast delivery schedules. These are used for medium-term planning and provide suppliers with a projected demand over weeks or months. This helps vendors manage their inventory and logistics effectively. To give you an example, a supplier reviewing a demand forecast for the next 6 months. If a company expects to need 500 units per week over the next 6 months, a forecast schedule allows suppliers to prepare their stock and avoid last-minute shortages. This ensures a smoother supply chain and better cost control. So, just-in-time schedules focus on immediate needs and frequent deliveries, while forecast schedules help with long-term planning and supplier coordination. Choosing the right type depends on your business requirements and supply chain strategy. Next, creation of scheduling agreements. Scheduling agreements can be created in two ways: manually or automatically through Material Requirements Planning (MRP). This process helps streamline procurement and improves efficiency. When created manually, a user enters the details of the agreement directly in SAP. However, When generated automatically, the system uses MRP to determine requirements and create the scheduling agreement accordingly. This eliminates the need for separate purchase orders, making procurement much faster. One major advantage is that goods receipts can be posted directly from the scheduling agreement. This means businesses don't have to create individual purchase orders for every delivery, reducing administrative effort and speeding up the supply chain. By using scheduling agreements, companies can lower inventory costs, ensure timely deliveries, and improve vendor coordination. Alright, let's walk through how to create a scheduling agreement in SAP. It's actually pretty straightforward. First, we'll use transaction code ME31L. This is the main transaction for creating a scheduling agreement. But if you're more comfortable navigating through the menu, you can also go through. Once you're there, you'll see the agreement type field. Now, this is important. We typically use LP, Standard Scheduling Agreement, because it allows both JIT, just-in-time, and forecast delivery schedules, which means we can set up both short-term and long-term supply planning with our vendor. Next, after entering the basic details, we move on to maintaining the delivery schedule. This is done using transaction ME38. This step ensures that the system knows when and how much material needs to be delivered. And that's pretty much it for creating the agreement. Of course, there are follow-up processes like releasing schedules and tracking deliveries, but we'll cover those as we go along. Now, let's hop into the system and see it in action. Alright, now that we are on the SAP Easy Access screen, let's go ahead and create a scheduling agreement. To do this, we follow the menu path. Or, if you prefer using transaction codes, just enter ME31L in the command bar and hit enter. Once inside, you'll see the agreement type or document type field. The most commonly used type here is LP, Standard Scheduling Agreement, which allows both just-in-time, JIT, and forecast delivery schedules. Now, before we proceed with creating an agreement, let's quickly check the configuration settings to ensure everything is in place. To do that, we open a new session and go to SPRO. Click SAP reference IMG. Then, go to the node, Materials Management, Purchasing, Purchasing Scheduling Agreement. Define document types for Purchasing Scheduling Agreement. Execute the node. Here, you'll see that LP and LPA both are already assigned as a standard document type. Now, let's look at item categories. Under Define Document Types, you'll see that SAP allows scheduling agreements for standard assignments, subcontracting, third-party, and text items. This flexibility helps in managing different procurement needs. Go back. One important thing to check is that the internal number range is correctly set. Usually, it should be assigned as 55. Next, let's verify the number ranges. Go back. Execute the node. Define number ranges for purchasing documents. And then click on intervals. Here we just need to make sure that the 55 number range exists and is properly assigned. Go back. And further, you can see that the other configuration are the same as we are already gone through under the purchase orders, so you can control the field status in defined screen layout and document level. Finally, the most important part of scheduling agreement configuration is to maintain release creation profile with release documentation. So, what is a release creation profile? It's basically a tool that determines the period in which release orders or delivery schedules are generated and sent to the vendor. So let's take a look at this configuration. Execute it. Now here, SAP already provides standard profiles like 0001, S001, S002, S003. So these are all the standard profiles, which you can copy to create your own profile and then make changes. So let's take a look first that a plant is assigned to any of the profile. Our first plant is assigned to 0001, but we also need to assign our second plant. Now, let's assign our second plant to a profile. To do that, we select our standard profile 0001. Click on Copy it. And replace the plant code with SK02, our second plant. Then, hit Save. Create a new customizing request and confirm. This ensures that both plants have a release creation profile assigned. Now, let's break down the key parameters within the release creation profile. General parameters. This section controls scheduling types. Just-in-time, JIT, delivery schedule. Forecast delivery schedule. You can configure these based on business needs. Aggregation horizons. This defines how delivery schedules are grouped over time. First 10 days, no aggregation, daily releases. Day 10 to 30 daily aggregation. Day 30 to 60 weekly aggregation. Beyond 120 days, monthly aggregation. This helps ensure that short-term requirements are met daily, while long-term forecasts are provided weekly or monthly to vendors. Periodic release creation defines how often releases are sent. Weekly for just-in-time schedules. Monthly for forecast schedules. Tolerance profile helps prevent unnecessary release creation by setting a threshold for changes in scheduled quantities. Goods receipt and output settings defines whether goods receipts and inbound deliveries are considered when generating releases. Smart forms and printing options allows additional details to be included in the release output. Imagine a company needs weekly releases from 1st January to 31st December. For the first 10 days, releases happen daily. From day 10 to 30 days, they are aggregated weekly. Beyond 60 days, they are grouped monthly. This setup ensures efficient planning while minimizing unnecessary updates. Once your release creation profile is configured, the final step is to assign it to the vendor master data. This ensures that scheduling agreements work properly and that releases are generated automatically. Let us go step by step. For assigning release creation profile to vendor master, first, open a new session. And enter transaction code BP, business partner. Enter the supplier number, example 3001. And click Start. Double-click on the business partner and choose the BP role as FLVN01. Click the Change button and go to the Vendor General Data tab. Here, we need to mark the Relevant at Plant Level checkbox. This is a mandatory setting that allows data to be maintained at the plant level in the vendor master. Select the plant, example SK01, and save it. Next, we need to go to the Purchasing tab. Click Additional Purchasing Data. Scroll down. And you have to click on this button Create. Enter the plant code, example SK01, and press Enter. Click Purchasing Data, press Enter again. Select the line item, scroll down. And click Display or Change button. Now, a dialog box will open. Scroll down to find the Release Creation Profile field. Select the correct profile assigned to your plant, example SK01. Press Enter, click Yes, and then hit Save. That's it. You have successfully assigned the Release Creation Profile to the vendor master. Next configuration, setting up just-in-time JIT delivery in Material Master. We need to make an additional setting in the Material Master for just-in-time delivery schedules. Open a new session and enter transaction code MM02. Enter the material number and select Purchasing View. Click Enter twice to navigate to the Purchasing tab. Here, select the value 1 Automatic, which enables just-in-time delivery scheduling. Click Save. And you're done. Now that we have assigned the release creation profile to the vendor master and set up JIT scheduling in the material master, we are ready to create a scheduling agreement. Alright, first things first. Let's open a new SAP session and enter transaction code ME31L. This is where we create a new scheduling agreement. Enter the vendor number, example 3001. Choose the agreement type LP and set the agreement date. If needed, remove the plant field. Now, let's set the validity period. This defines how long the agreement will be active. Let's say we're setting it to 31st December 2025. Press enter again. Next, we need to enter some key details like the material number 900439 and the target quantity. Let's go with 1000 units. Don't forget to enter the plant and storage location. What about pricing? Let's say each carton costs 100. Enter that in the price field and hit enter. If you have to enter any information, then you can take a look and go to additional data. Here you can enter the planned delivery time and GR processing time. So it is the similar screen, which we could take a look at under the contract. So you can go to item details. So all the information and fields look similar to the contract. So once you're happy with all the information, then you can hit save. Your scheduling agreement is now created, and SAP will generate a unique agreement number. Make sure to note it down. Now go back. And the most important step you have to do after creating a scheduling agreement is to maintain delivery. This tells SAP when and how much material will be delivered. For this, go to transaction code ME38. SAP will automatically pick up the last agreement. Press enter. Time to set the delivery dates. Double-click on the item to enter the schedule. Enter the delivery dates and quantities. Keep adding deliveries until the total reaches 1000 units. Once you're done, just hit save. That's it. The delivery schedule is now in place. Next is performing goods receipt. Now let's talk about receiving the goods when they arrive. For that, we use transaction code MICO. Here you can follow the standard process, which we have done in our previous sessions. You can follow the same process. Key points to remember here is, SAP will now fetch the scheduled delivery quantity. If you see a different quantity than expected, don't worry. It could be picking up cumulative scheduled quantities. You can always double-check this in ME33L under the Delivery Schedule tab. Make sure the movement type is set to 101, which means goods are coming into storage. Then, enter the storage location and post the goods receipt. After the goods are received, the next step is invoicing. For that, we use transaction code MIRO. Follow the standard process to create an invoice. And that's it. We've successfully created a scheduling agreement. Let me give you a quick summary of how to create and process a scheduling agreement in SAP from start to finish. First, we use transaction code ME31L to create the scheduling agreement. Now that the agreement is created, we need to maintain the delivery schedule using transaction code ME38. This ensures our vendor knows when to deliver the materials. Once deliveries start arriving, we process the goods received using transaction code MICO. Finally, we process the supplier's invoice using transaction code MIRO. I hope this tutorial made it easy to understand. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to comment for more SAP insights. Have any questions? Drop them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.